Cross back then to Maageketla Mohlabe, who is in Soweto for us. I do understand he's in Dube at the moment at one of the shopping centres there. As of course, the country does continue to assess the extent of the damage that has been caused by the looting, the recent looting and destruction. All right, talk to us then, Maageketla, about exactly where you are at this time and what's happening around you. I mean, it's different from where I've seen you the past few days, where there was a lot of looting going on behind you. It seems quite the opposite happening this time around as we cross to you in Dube.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Flo. And as you mentioned there, I mean, just a couple of days ago, we saw a trail of destruction here in Dube. I mean, it's one of the areas that were affected by that looting spree. I mean, this is just one of the shops that were affected. But then immediately after that mayhem, then there were rumors, there were reports that this store might be closed down, meaning it would have been actually taken out of this area amid that violence. And residents came saying that we are actually putting this petition here on the wall. As you can see, signatures have filled actually this book here that's hanging on the wall. They've put their names, they've put their cell numbers, their signatures, saying that they do not want to see this store being removed from Dube because many of them depend on it. I mean, it's within walking distance for many of the residents here to actually do their shopping, buying groceries. Also, pensioners line up here to actually get their grants. One of them is one of the, elderly people here in Dube. Koko, re lebogana kwa gago re metše ka tlhompho. Nka re tlhalošetše Koko, maabane re bone le mefa le saena le re awa ga le nyaka go bona shopo e tswalelwa. Nka re tlhalošetše gore wena no fila jwang go kwa ba re e tlo tsamaya shopo e ka Dube.
Pelo ya ka ne le bohloko hampe ka hobane ke mo re tholang dijo and Shoprite kaofela ke yona shopo e cheap than ho feta di shopo tsotlhe. So ga se re tlo tsamaela ke mo re golang teng mndende wa rona re tla o thola kae because mo di bankeng ba goga tšhelete go ba na le discount go ba na le tšhelete e shotang ha re lo draw ganti Shoprite re fa mogolo wa rona o felletse kaofela.
And bjale ka gore le sainile le feditše go saena ba rawa shopo shi ya bula bjale ka ge le bona batho ba gare ba tsena le wena ke a bona o tshwere borotho shi yo sa tšo boreka ka
re thabile kudu ka bane hona tšene ke sena le borotho ke tloa ko central ke tlo reka borotho mo ene ke gola mo jaanong ya ka se ba butsi re itumetse bona le batho ba batla ka bongata mo senka ra zang ga tloga vandalizer gope tlala ipogile mo Soweto jaanong ya ka ba butsi re leboga thata ra itumela.
Ra leboga Koko o sepela ga botse. Ra leboga Koko Miriam there saying that she is actually happy that after that effort actually put their signatures on that wall, the store is now operational, and this is just a confirmation that it will not be closed down. And I'm just going to speak to one of the people who are actually in this long queue here, Flo. Social distancing, of course, being emphasized. Perhaps let's just bring him in. Sir, thanks so much for your time. Just before you go into the store, thank you. Just talk to us. How do you feel that the store is now staying in Dube?
Okay, my brother, what I can say to you, as the residents of this neighborhood, I'm part of the watch group that is taking a watch like Sakatipsugu. Yeah, izinto ezinjalo. and manje njengoba la umphathi wesitoro usinike isinqumo sokuthi manje uyavala yonke into uyahamba la. So ngalesithathu sanikwa i-petition form ukuthi sisayine. So masiyisayina ke waba ukuthi kumele kuba abantu abayi-100 inamba yakhuphuka ke yaza kwela ngani. Lento le ikhombisa ukuthi i-consumer volume market yalana eShoprite inkulu kakhulu, and manje nami ngiyashweleza kulaba abenze lento esenzekile kulensuku edlulile. Ngizothi mabangenzi into ukuthi kusasa izoxaka, kusasa uzoyisola, kusasa awazi ukuthi uzoyaphi. Njengamanje bonke labantu laba bebazoyaphi uma mangabe le petition form uye wayithatha wathi no angivumi le noma seyidlulile inamba ngiyayidabula dala mina ngilahlekelwa la. Inkunzi yenziwe la kaningi inkunzi ke yathola, but ngokuthi manje ngoba this was the first Shoprite eDube, so it's an icon kaBaba uMapoyi yathola. Njengoba manje ke angeke sivumele ukuthi nje ishabalale. So ke siyabonga ukuthi ke usizwele umphathi wesitoro ukuthi no cha ngizonivumela njengoba ngazi ukuthi isupport enkulu and ngiyayidinga siyathola. Yeah, ngiyabonga ukuthi ivuliwe njengoba nami nje besengixaki ukuthi ngizoyaphi.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Releboch. Thank you. One of the customers here, Flo, saying that, I mean, this is a historic area. It's rich in history. Many of us know that Richard Maponya, who owns Maponya Mall, we understand this is where he started. And for them to see that legacy going away from Dube, they would actually not allow that. And that's what we saw last night. Many people on this wall standing side by side, signing, saying, we do not want to see this store living here. And one of the people I understand, she's on the queue, who actually championed this petition is here. She's also assisting in terms of social distancing on these queues, because in as much as the focus was on the looting and of course making sure that this violence stops, then he is saying, I mean, they are saying that they are not going to actually allow the closure of this store, and they are now focusing on making sure that everyone is safe amid COVID-19 infections. Just talk to us, my sister. Just your reaction. You were here yesterday with many of the people, many of the residents, putting signatures there, online as well. That petition was there. How did you reach here, and how do you feel that it's now operational, it's not going to go away from Dube?
Sanibonani bahlali baseDube nabahlali baseSoweto at large. Igama lami nguphindile. Namhlanje ngizothanda nje ukubonga, ngibonga abantu baseSoweto abaphume ngendamba zabo bazosayina i-petition. Khona manje ke into enzakele ukuthi ishop ivuliwe mara njengoba niyibona ivulwe half. Meaning okwamanje sisa ku probation of seeing ukuthi ishop izosebenza kanjani, ayikho inkinga ezoba khona. Kodwa ke ngoba besishilo thina singumphakathi waseDube sikhuluma no Shoprite ukuthi will protect them, silana ukuzobavikela, akuliwa sichazile ukuthi sicela ukuthi ishop ivulwe ngendlela eright. Isikhathi sizofika la ke sihlala nabo phansi sikhulumisana ama terms and conditions ukuthi sizosebenzisana kanjani kabe sibambisene nabo.
And you're talking about being on probation, meaning that they are actually going to be checking if it's now safe to continue operating here in Dube. But have you been in meetings with some of the community members who might have been involved in the looting of this shop?
Okwamanje asikakahlali phansi nomphakathi sibone ukuthi inkinga kahle kahle isukaphi. We do understand ukuthi inkinga be nationwide, iyo into esesatshela uShoprite kakhulu uShoprite sicela usiphe ithuba ngoba whatever eyenzakalile la kuwe shop asinto yenzakale ku area yakho kuphela into yenzakale umhlaba wonke manje besicela ukuthi ahlalisane nathi phansi sazoyenza ilanga siwumphakathi siphethe nabantu abasiphethe nabaholi including ama taxi association ya around iwatha nenandiwa sibona ukuthi singasebenzisana kanjani no Shoprite ukuthi angasuki phakathi kwethu.
Absolutely. Pindile, thanks so much for your time. She's just actually one of the people who championed the petition for this retail store to keep staying in this area floor and to make sure that this queue is here. These people walk to this store to actually do their groceries. And I think you have seen smiles on the faces of people saying, well, finally, after the closure, that temporary closure, of course, amid the violence that we've seen in Soweto, they are finally here to actually buy what they have to buy, specifically bread, because it looks like it's been scarce in this area amid this violence. But we will actually be speaking to some of the people around here in Soweto to check how they are recovering.
Yeah. So indeed, clarity then on that question that had been raised, and a lot of people had actually been tweeting about it, saying that Shoprite in Dube is closed. So we get that clarity then indeed that isn't the case. But Maageketla, we'd been hearing as well about the fact that there are some services that had been stopped in Soweto. For example, I'd heard food delivery services to people's homes had been stopped at this time. Is there more information you have for us in terms of which other services have been stopped in and around Soweto?
Yeah, Flo, I mean, amid this violence, what we've seen a couple of days ago, and even at some of the filling stations, for example, I mean, they are damaged. Petrol, is difficult to get petrol for some of the motorists, even diesel as well, at some of these filling stations, especially in Dlamini as well. It's not far from here. We saw some of the Shell garages being vandalized, and those pumps are now running dry, and as a result as well, we actually haven't even spotted fuel tankers coming into some parts of Soweto as a result of that violence. And I can tell you that it's been stressful a couple of days for some of the motorists who are trying to actually fill up. And at this stage, we're not really sure if we will be able to see those fuel tankers coming through to deliver petrol, even diesel. But I can tell you that it's one of the major services that were disrupted ever since over the weekend when this looting started.
All right, Maageketla, thank you very much for your reporting. Stay safe indeed. Maageketla for us in Dube, in Soweto, there where in fact cleanup operations had begun, and as you can see at this time, people are queuing to be able to do their groceries. There were some incorrect reports that the Shoprite in Dube had closed. That's not the case, as you can see from that report from Maageketla Mohlabe, who is there live for us in Soweto. We'll certainly continue to check what's happening in and around the country during this time. We understand, of course, that the Minister of Police, Maageketla, is still in Phoenix in the north of Durban at this time, where he's hearing concerns that are being raised by residents in the area. We, of course, saw scores of people killed in Phoenix, so some of those issues indeed being spoken about at this time. We'll certainly take our cameras there to you as and when we